Hi, it's Miles. Excuse me. It's Miles the Red Songbird in New York City. You're looking at trees in India, in the Punjab, at the Dara, the home of Jesus Christ. Christ means Messiah, the home of the Messiah. I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. Okay, I'll show you quickly. That's Baba G, the Messiah. Is he beautiful? Jesus Christ. And this is the Dara, where his headquarters are, where he meets and greets his disciples. Okay, I wanted to show you some things I have discovered in, I guess it's called automatic writing. My daughter in the UK says what I do is called automatic writing. So I want to show you what I've discovered, some of what I've discovered. This word is valid, V-A-L-I-D. Now, if you look at the word V, victorious, dia, D-I-A, Ali, A-L-I. Victorious Dia Ali. This is a woman who got pregnant by my husband and broke up our marriage. She was valid. Oh, let me tell you what valid is. It's a victory, a will ID, a place for your identity. Okay, so here's how she fit. It's who you truly are. Terrestrial rule I. That's who I am, a terrestrial, who's ruling myself, I guess. Okay, so she was valid. She had a place because he walked away from his family because of her getting pregnant. His mother kept her husband because she kept getting pregnant. She had 7 children. Okay, then here, terrestrial, and you decode terrestrial, it means rest, saint, trial, I rule. Her arrested. I was arrested as a child for speaking gracelessly. That means I was stopped from speaking because I spoke of my behind. I said to Andoni, my babysitter, aunt, I said, when I was wiping myself, I said self as though my behind was myself. I was 6 years old, and immediately she shut me up. I had a crucial question. Is God angry with me or happy with me? Am I going to heaven for eternity or hell for eternity? I never got to ask her that question because she arrested me. Okay. Stopped me. And then this is a word that came out when I was writing this sentence, S-P-E-A-C-H. And I decoded it, and it says, C-Ape Church. The church I went to had various pastors, and the blind pastor was like an animal. I mean, I was 5 years old, and he sent me to hell by bellowing, "You're going to hell for eternity." And I took it personally, and I went there in my imagination. And so, of course, the body doesn't care if you imagine it or you experience it in reality. It makes it, the law of attraction activate so that you attract to you hellish things. And that is what happened to me. Okay, let's continue. I was stopped by Andoni signaling for speaking of my behind. I said that. Okay. And then this says C-P-E-E-P-C-H for church. One Sunday, she peed in church. One Sunday I fell asleep and peed in church. and the pee wet the bench I had been sitting on, and I had tremendous feelings of guilt. And I never told anyone, and I felt guilty because I didn't tell anyone so they could clean it up. No one knows what goes on behind closed doors. Remember that song? Doors. Doo-doo Rose. Put an R, an O, and an E, and you got Rose. Doo-doo Rose. A song arose when we were doing the album What It Is. I'll show you the back of it. The front of it I took downstairs on a collage. That's the back of the album What It Is. Okay. So one of the songs Edwin came up with, he was mostly the composer, but he came up with the spirit of doo-doo. To me, it was doo-doo, like shit. And I had a problem with it. But then he said, do what you want to do when you want to do it, you know. But to me, it's still the spirit of shit. Galvin McInnes' show is called Get Off My Lawn. I was prepared. I had been in Queens homeless, and I got on the internet and found this place that takes in homeless people who have an income, and I had an income of Social Security retirement. And so I arranged to come into Manhattan to see this place, and I felt good about it because I had lived down the street in Stevie Wonder's townhouse, and I had a Christmas party, and I invited homeless people from that shelter to come there to the party for free. And I gave away expensive clothes that my ex-husband had left there before he moved to California. So anyway, when I got to this place, I'm thinking it's Moravian, something to do with Moravian religion. It's been so long ago. I think that's what it was. Anyway, when I got there, they said, well, you can't come here. We have no place. And I said, why did you say that on the computer? Well, that's just standard, blah, blah. I said, well, I'm going to camp here on your lawn. So there was my get off my lawn moment that he uses to name his show. All right, so let's continue. Wanda Faye was angry because I looked better than her. Now, that has taken me 60 years to figure out. And the only way I figured it out was because Baba G said that in April when I was in North Carolina. He talks to me indirectly in public. He said to me, Baba G said to someone, Baba G is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the Messiah. Okay. His name is Gurinder Singh this time. So he said, excuse me, I sound like Hillary, huh? He said to someone, what, are you angry because I look better than you? And I thought that was a strange thing to say, but... And then I put it in context tonight when I was writing. Because the little girl, I moved into a new neighborhood, a lower class neighborhood. And I saw these kids with a ball and bat, and they were playing in the field. So I went up and said, can I play with you? I was 9 or 10. And they said, no, you think you're better than me. And I said, what's she talking about? I was completely mystified. I had no idea what she was talking about. I hadn't been around a whole lot of children because I lived with my aunt and uncle, and there weren't any children in the neighborhood. And I have only my sister in my life as a child to play with, except at school. So this little girl's name was Wanda Faye. My sister's name is Wanda Helen. Now, if you look at the word Wanda, this letter here, this character here, is W for woman, breasts doubled, or woman with double breasts. That's what that is. On the Ander plane. This is the Ander plane. And let's see what else. This is something I discovered. on this page under here, but I don't want to stop what I'm doing to talk about the androplane. I'm just pointing it out to you. Just remember for later. Edwin was my husband, and Michael was my first husband, second husband, said they liked the fact that I was pretty. Said is C-A-I-D. I put C-A-I-D, but it could be C-S-E-E-A-I-D is what you said. Is your ID. You're showing your ID. Pretty, I decoded. Present her, he, because we have men and women in us. Energy. Double cross tie. This is a double cross tie. My mother, my tie to truth, reality, double crossed me. She didn't give me a father who would give me self-confidence, who would have loved me as much as she loved Helen. Then she didn't let me feel pretty based on her judgment. She said it was conditional, based on my behavior. Pretty is as pretty does. If I didn't want to be ugly, I had to behave prettily at all times. I had to kiss ass, suck up, please people, be a people pleaser, as they call it. In other words, she showed me that pretty is manipulation. It's not inherent. Inherent in her rent in her. Man heart. This just sort of came up. I didn't really know why I wrote this. But then it leads to this. Thin man heart. Oh, I wrote it because of Tin Man. T-I-N. Tin Man heart. Thin man heart. Father Tom. Father Tom is the person who founded this residence that I live in. It's called St. Francis of Assisi. And Aunt Donnie was St. Francis of Assisi. And she is the one who, she left me half her home, and then my sister Helen, Wanda Helen, talked me into signing it over to her daughter. So I was homeless. So I'm still, and Donnie, as far as I'm concerned, still has something to do with me having a home, because this place was founded by Father Tom based on inspiration from St. Francis of Assisi, who was my aunt. Okay, so, and Father Tom, well, you'll see later. Okay, so you decode these words. He art Tom, Father. And then I figured Father Tom is a Tom. Okay. And he says what's necessary to keep the peace. Father Tom is a priest. And then you break down the word priest. Privately, P-R-I, privately, I, sex. I is sex. The dot is a clit. And the long thing is the prick, stick, dick, whatever you want to call it. Privately, I sex enters. So this is I sex. That, okay? I sex enters saint. Enters. Secret sex. See unknown. Hypnotist render you unconscious. Jesus Christ, when he gives you eye contact, gives you bliss. Be bliss, break that down. Be will, I sex, is sex. When you gaze into someone's eyes, break down the word I. Energy, I enter. You enter into their field of energy. The soul is the energy I'm talking about. So that's, and eye contact, Gurinder Singh was telling me, he's also my brother, because I'm a terrestrial from the sun, the supreme being, the highest authority in creation. And so is he. So he's my brother. But he was telling me that eye contact is one of the miracles, one of the amazing factors of being human. I mean, animals have it too. You can have eye contact with animals too. But you have eye contact. It's an intimate knowing, instantaneous knowing. And you can have it with anybody. Okay, so let me go over this real quick. Energy is feeling. Valid, victory, a will, ID for your will, a place, identity, where you belong, where. Now this is Wanda Helen, here on Anda. You see that? Wanda Helen, here on Anda. I'm not sure how I got here. I forgot. Anyway, her place. Oh, here it is up here. Where? Wanda Helen. Here. Okay, so this is her place. Anda. We're on the Anda plane. I know we're on the Anda plane. They talk about that on the path I'm on. Okay, Anda. Break it down for me. What does it mean? Ann, A-N, Ann is me. Ann is short for angel. Angel is short for Evangeline. This is me. Ann, district attorney, trying to get justice. And that is true. This is what I'm about. Okay, the Anda plane. Plane, present lane, and energy. Two lane, the U lane. The heaven U lane, terrestrial from heaven, IOU lane. So I'm in the IOU lane. So I'm always paying people for anyway, with money, with attention, with listening to them, with trying to make them feel good. Because I'm in an IOU lane, I feel that I owe them. And this looks like Lou, L-O-U. So Lou is my grandson. And it says he was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I know that. Lane. Okay. The Artful Heart. Okay, let me do this. Justine was a massage therapist who came over to my house and gave me an hour-long massage for $30. And so I decoded her name. Jesus, you Saint 7 Isaacs energy. Good. Now, I'm not sure what that means. I know the Babaji's Isaacs is good. He gives eye contact to his disciples, and depending on their receptivity, I feel blessed when he does it. So Charan Singh used to do that too. Charan Singh was the 20th century Jesus Christ. Babaji, Govinda Singh, is the 21st century Jesus Christ. He has Charan Singh in him. That's how he got to be him. Okay, so then I haven't been able, danger, that's a person's name who it gives away a lot of conspiracy facts. Fable led anger. Fable led angel. Okay, this is just saying that a lot of fables led me in life. I believed a lot of fables as opposed to real things. American Legion, American Region. Her ego, Isaacs, or okay, that's something else. Manhattan. Okay, these are just notes I took. I was just trying to see if they could help you. Okay, so the Skull Kid was a friend of mine. Remember that song? Deed Eve her and feel her be Isaac's Eve. Okay, so that's it. Okay, it's Miles Red Songbird. I hope you see something that will help you realize yourself. I'm doing what I said when I was Socrates, know thyself. I'm getting to know myself. One way is through automatic writing. Another way is through meditation. And also talk and share. Okay. Aren't these trees beautiful? Look at this. This is Dara. Isn't that magnificent? They made the structure that's holding the flowers still. It's from the book Equilibrium of Love. It's available at Amazon.com. They don't hustle books. I'm just telling you, if you want to see heaven, the physical eyes, heaven on earth, you will see that book. Okay, Miles Red Songbird. Talk to you later.